Hey everybody, happy Friday. I hope you're enjoying your start to the weekend. Start us off today with this nice view of the bay from Estonia. You can see it's beautiful, another beautiful day. But the view I'm getting is an interesting one because as I pull back you'll see this is the view that KGB prisoners had. I am at Petari today in Tallin, Lithuania. It's the capital, and this was originally a fortress to protect Estonia, but was eventually turned into a KGB prison. So anyway, I thought I'd take you all through this because we don't see this kind of thing in America. I think the closest thing when we think of seeing an old prison, what comes up is, Alcatraz. And I've done the Alcatraz tour, and it's amazing. But it's cleaned up, right? I mean, it's fairly sterilized. You go through, there's people everywhere. This is creepy. And I want to make this point clear first before we go down some of these hallways. This is not reflective of modern-day Estonia, or Tallinn at least. Tallinn is absolutely beautiful. The people have been wonderful. There's incredible sights to see. But this place only ceased to be a prison some 10 years ago, and of course 20 years after it was a KGB prison. But they haven't done much with it. I mean, they've left, you can see just the cracks in the paint, and they haven't done a lot with it. They've kind of left it almost eerily intact from when it was a prison. We've got the restroom here, but we're going to go walking down an aisle of cells. I thought the prison cells, the story of the cells were interesting. So the KGB would have maybe as many as 16 beds piled into some of these. We're going down this dark hallway. As many as 16 beds piled into some of these cells, and even 30 people in them as they awaited their trial or their hearing. So you see, there's no lights on. There's really not many signs. There's nobody here. It cost me €2 to get into this, and believe me, I'm glad I did. For €2 to get to see some of this stuff. So this would be a cell. Right? It's like you still have gunk in the sink or whatever was ripped out. Can you imagine 30 people piled in here? There's broken glass there right on the shield. There's part of the yard. You can still see the barbed wired fence. It's amazing to me they let people in here. Like, this would never pass as something they would allow in the States. They just wouldn't. I don't know how much you can see down this hallway, but so when Estonia was under Soviet rule from 1939 to 1940, and again in after the Germans left from 1945 through 1991, KGB were everywhere, and if you were heard or thought to be a dissident or a dissenter, you could end up here. I have no reason to believe this floor is going to support me, so I'm going to move over to the metal here because these are just boards. But it's literally, pardon the pun, but it was like a jailbreak out of here. People they left it exactly how it was. Here's one of the doors. You can kind of see in there. They've got like pictures up on the walls, and I can't open this door. You can kind of see. Literally, it almost seems like they opened the door and said, all right, everybody out. And then nobody bothered to do anything with it since. This looks, wow. I'm sorry if this is boring, but again, I came to the Baltic states, Estonia, and then I've still got Latvia and Lithuania to see this. The medieval history is also fascinating, but to try and understand what it was like for a country to be under KGB rule. Okay, here's an interesting room. You've got, I would guess in the 10 years following Soviet rule, they made this slightly more humane. They've got 2 beds in here. They've got their sink, bathroom. But I think you can see what I mean. If you've done tours of things in America, they would never allow people to walk around something like this. And in a sense, it almost makes it that much more interesting. I don't want to use too positive of a word here because, I mean, the rooms that are painted red, which I haven't found and I wasn't going to show even if I did find, were the ones where they executed the people. And you can still like see the hooks where they were hung. They painted them red so that you wouldn't see the blood stains. But I mean, this is the absolute real deal history. Might be too dark to see in here. But yeah, I'm shocked that this is something that is considered okay for a tourist attraction, but apparently it is. Anyway, I'm at 5.5 minutes. I'm going to explore the rest of the prison. Again, don't take this video to mean that this is what Estonia or Tallin is like. Tallin is beautiful. I'm having a wonderful time here. But we don't get to see this very often in the U.S., and I thought that would be interesting for some to get to see what it looked like if you were overheard being anti-Soviet Union in Tallin, that this is where you'd end up. Y'all have a great weekend.